Well, hello, my friends. It's me, Stu, here for you, and I have the one and only Amy Porterfield joining me because we are going to be talking about how courses and membership sites go together. We'll talk about how courses can recession-proof your business, and we're also going to unpack the different types of courses and so much more. Amy, welcome, and thank you so much for joining me.
Stewie, I am so happy to be here. This is going to be a fun conversation.
It always is. I'm going to give people my Stu introduction of you because you have been one of my best friends for years and years and years, dating way back when we began a mastermind together. And back then, your business was a little bit different than what it is today.
It was.
And what's amazing is how courses have fueled that growth. Talk to me about where you began and where it has led you to.
You know, when we were in a mastermind together many, many years ago, I hadn't yet hit the $1 million mark in my business. So it wasn't anything like what it looks like today. And when I was first starting out, I wanted to create courses so desperately because I knew I wanted to teach and reach the masses, and I didn't want to trade time for dollars, but I was clueless how to do this on my own. And so I started a business where I would do social media for small businesses. And I was talking about this today with some of my students, and I said, I wish I didn't take that route. I wish I would have just had the courage to start with courses in my business because that's ultimately what I wanted to do. But I was really afraid, which I understand the fear factor in trying something new. And so I stumbled for about 2 years. And then I got serious about, okay, I got to figure out this course creation thing. I know this is the route I want to go. I know that it will allow me to scale my business, have more freedom, work when I wanted, where I wanted, how I wanted. I knew it was right in front of me. And so I thought, let's figure this out. So through a lot of hit and misses, I did. And now my business is like dramatically different. But in those early years, I struggled for sure.
Well, and you went, and this is the path that I want to kind of outline for people. You went from corporate world to then working with clients to then, creating courses. And along the way, you made more money and gained more flexibility in each of those transitions. Is that accurate?
Absolutely. That's such a great way to do it. I went out on my own, started my own business doing social media, and I did start to have a little bit more freedom. But then I realized, oh my gosh, I'm taking all these clients on, and now I feel like I'm in a 9-to-5 job again. And I was really bad with boundaries. So I said yes to everything. And so I created this business I hated. So if I could sidestep those first 2 years, definitely I would, but they're just part of my journey. But then when courses started to happen, that's when things started to open up for me. I realized, holy cow, I'm known for something now. This is putting me on the map. So people then started to approach me, wanted to work with me, wanted to interview me or get me on stage. And that's another thing that courses do. They put you on the map for something so people know how to, when they want value and they need it, they know who to go to.
Yeah, it's like an instant authority. It just elevates you in the marketplace. Now, obviously, I've known your story because we've been besties for a heck of a long time. But one of the things that I have loved and appreciated about what it is that you do is that you have shared your journey along the way. And that's a big part of what you do now is helping so many other people. I'd love for everybody watching and listening. And by the way, Darren, Letitia, Joshua, Joanne, Nancy, Iris, Monica, good to see you. Thanks for jumping on. I want everybody in the audience, let me know what market you serve right now.
Yeah.
I'd love to know that because Amy, how did you make the transition from working with clients to then figuring out like what your course subject matter would be about? How did you think that through?
So a lot of people, I love this question because a lot of people that come into my world, they'll say, Amy, I work one-on-one. I'm a therapist, I'm a teacher, I'm a counselor, and I work one-on-one with somebody or people that would never translate into a digital course because every conversation is unique. Every experience is unique. People have different journeys. So I need to know and be able to pitch and catch with them. And because of my own experience and those of many of my students, I know that is not true. So for my own experience, I was doing social media for small businesses and I was helping them grow their businesses with Facebook marketing and other social media. And because I knew Facebook marketing so well, that was my first digital course. So I took what I was doing one-on-one with my clients and turned that into, okay, This is how I could teach it to the masses. And then my students do this all the time. And the trick is, anyone that thinks that won't work for them, the trick is when you work one-on-one with somebody, they might have their own experiences and journey and backgrounds. However, there are central themes that you talk about over and over again, the challenges, the pain points. And in addition, there's a specific way you teach them. You pull from your own arsenal of tools and resources, but they tend to look the same. So we're going to find the themes, the pain points, the challenges, the tools, the resources you use. And that's what becomes the framework for your digital course. And you're addressing so many of the things that come up in your one-on-one. So there's absolutely a way to make it work. That's how I did it, and so many of my students as well.
Well, I'm just taking a gander here, Amy. Like, we've got Bob, who's in health and wellness. Amy here says Christian women with a history of trauma.
Okay.
Adi says deep spiritual transformation, students of consciousness. Let's see here. So here's Penny. Penny said, I'm an expert in sourcing from Africa. I own an e-commerce African jewelry, accessories, home decor, and leather goods brand. So cool. By the way, Penny, we should totally connect. Got some thoughts on that. Monica, music and teaching ukulele.
I love this.
Melanie, the legal industry. I'm a consultant lawyer. Jepper says, I have stressed, anxious Christians who are wary of positive psychological interventions. By the way, Jepper, you should connect with Amy because it sounds like you're both in a similar market. Lots of collaboration opportunities going on here live as we speak. But what's fascinating for me is that like all different, completely different markets, right? So since then, you have grown your business, literally helping tens of thousands of people take areas of expertise like this and transform it into courses. And you've also helped people who may be a little fuzzy or foggy about, how they could take their experience and expertise that they may consciously or unconsciously realize, that they have gained over this lifetime and turn it into a course. I'm wondering, we're going to talk in a little bit about, how a course can help recession-proof your business. But I'm wondering if you could just kind of give us a lay of the land and talking about the 3 different types of courses that are available.
Yes. Okay. And just for the record, every topic you just mentioned can absolutely be a digital course. All those beautiful souls that you just put on the screen there, absolutely a digital course. Because the way you know if you have a digital course in you or not is you look at where you've gotten results for yourself or for somebody else. And everybody has gotten results in their lives, whether their personal life or their business life. And you look at where you've gotten results, and all you need is a 10% edge. You need to be 10% ahead of those you serve so that you can lead them. Because if you have the results they want and you're willing to walk them through step by step with the roadmap, then you, my friend, have a digital course. And so a lot of people think, I don't know enough. I need more time. I need more schooling. That is absolutely not true, for the record. So I just wanted to put that out there, that if you chimed in about what you do, those are digital courses, absolutely. And so there's different types of profitable digital courses. And what we've identified over the years there are 3 that absolutely work over and over again. So the first type of course is a starter course. And this is a jumping off point, a 101 basics kind of course to get people started in the area they want to get started in. So in terms of the African jewelry and sourcing from Africa, there are a lot of people that have initial questions. How would I even get started? How do I set this up, let alone be super successful in it? But how do I set up the basics?
Well, that was my first question. Like we do so much in Africa, and I was just like, that's amazing. Like I want to learn more about that, but I have no clue.
Exactly. So she could set up literally a starter course where this is what you need to do to get everything in order so you can start building this business that you want. So that's what a starter course looks like. And typically it's anywhere from $47 to $200 as a benchmark. And one of my students, she created a course on Ayurveda, which is like a wellness method. And she didn't have tons of schooling. She didn't go and get certified in it. What happened was she had postpartum depression with her second child. And a friend of hers said, this is what you need. So she totally immersed in Ayurveda, and she became like a pro in her own right and got her own results with it. And then she created a digital course because she wanted more moms to experience it and put together 8 simple lessons of how to integrate this into your life to have a healthier lifestyle. She sold that and made over $22,000 with this digital course that is just the basics of getting started. So it absolutely can work with so many different topics, but that's the first type of course.
And what I love about a starter course is that they're typically so much faster and easier to
Yes.
create. Can you kind of speak on that? Because,
Yes.
oftentimes, like I know for me, we've got a variety of different courses, and we'll get to some of the others in a minute. But like a starter course has always been the fastest and easiest. And I wonder if you can share
It
some
is. And a
insight.
lot of people just want to get results out of the gate. And then they're like, I'll create something bigger later. And I totally respect that. So with a starter course, typically your audience can get through it in a weekend or maybe just in less than 30 days. So think weekend to 30 days is really what you want. And it's usually around 4 modules max. And when I think about modules, I think the steps you're going to take them to get the results that they want. And under each module, you have short lessons to teach them how to do it. So if you've got 4 modules, you can release 1 a week. And then if you have, let's say, 3 to 5 video lessons under each, you're going to keep this very simple. The point of a starter course is to get them quick results. They're not huge results, but they're quick results. So you can create it in a matter of weeks and people can get through it very quickly.
Yeah. And it's also a great lead in to
Yeah.
anything else you may have in the business. Because if the focus of a starter course is really there to help people get an early win, it's naturally going to position anything else you may have thereafter, which is a great way to be able to nurture lifelong customers.
Absolutely. So I love the idea of starting with a starter course. And I tell a lot of my new students, that is a perfect place to start. Now, there's one more course that some of my new students like to start with instead. You want me to tell you about that one?
I do. Before you get to that, one thing that I will say is a little bit later, I am going to give people an amazing head start, jump start, huge leap forward when it comes to creating their starter course. I'll talk about that here in just a bit. But okay,
You're such a tease. Such a tease. You're going to make us wait.
Okay, so tell us about the second type of course.
Okay, second type of course is a spotlight course. And a spotlight course is essentially taking a portion of your understanding, knowledge, skill, and highlighting that inside of a digital course. So let me give you an example. My favorite one is Rob Green. He's a photographer in my community. And he went through my program, Digital Course Academy, to learn how to create a course. But he said, Amy, I don't want to create a course all about everything I know about photography. Instead, there's something I do really well, and that is flash photography that looks like natural light. So he said, I want to just create a course just about that for hobbyists and other professional photographers to take advantage of. So he put it into a digital course. He had 100 people on his email list. That's all. Made $12,000 with his first digital course.
Okay, whoa.
Yeah.
Let's take a step back here. 100 people, $12,000.
On a very specific topic.
Yeah, and we're not talking about like 100 sales. We're talking like 100 people total on his email list. Like,
right.
That's crazy. Teeny tiny list, and yet huge result. That's what I love about courses.
Me too. I think it's so incredible. There's a huge misconception that you need to have thousands and thousands of people on your email list to make money with your course. And you do not. Most of my students start with 0 people on their email list. And through Digital Course Academy, I help them grow their list as well as create their course. But also, if they have a small email list and a small social following, together, those can create a small but mighty opportunity to promote your course. And that's what I'm seeing happen over and over again. And with something like a spotlight course, you charge anywhere from $200 to $500. And so you're able to still stay in a price range that's affordable to most people, but also get cut through the noise because you have a very specific topic you're talking about.
Yeah, I love spotlight courses because they typically are focused on as you said, like a very particular topic or subject matter that's very, very niche, or solving a very specific problem, which also like when people have got, like, as an example, I may or may not have purchased a course back in the early days of fatherhood about how to get your kids to bed because I may or may not have had a daughter who was relentless in giving me every reason why she didn't have to go to bed. But this is a perfect example. Like, that's a very specific spotlight course. I wasn't looking for a whole grand, the big honcho
The
course on,
big shebang.
yeah, the big shebang on all things parenting. I was just looking, how do I get my daughter to bed at night? You know what I mean? And
Yes.
that's why I bought it. And so it's a perfect example of like, a very specific problem that I was looking to solve, and a spotlight course just immediately fit that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like people that are like, give me the results I need, but only what I need, nothing extra, that's a spotlight course. And I think it should take a lot of pressure off those who are going to create a course. All the people listening right now, you are potential course creators. And when you think, oh, this is a lot of work, this is overwhelming, it absolutely does not have to be. You can take one area of your expertise, drill down on that, and that's your course. That's also a course that does not need to be 6 months long or super laborsome to get through. Your students can also get through something like that fairly quickly, but also it's easier to find an audience for a course like that because, like I said, it cuts through the noise online, because you will absolutely find your audience when you say natural light, flash photography, boom. The people who need that know they need that.
100%. I love it. Okay. So we're talking about the different types of courses. As we go along here, for those of you who are watching and listening, as we're going through and you have a light bulb moment, I want you to share it in the comments. Let me know. I'd love to see some of those light bulb moments. Also, if you got questions as we're going along, I want you to type in all caps question and then your question thereafter. We'll cycle through some questions here in just a bit. So we're talking about the 3 different types of courses. First one we outlined was the starter course. Number 2 was the spotlight course. Number 3 is
the big shebang, which is the signature course. And this is something
it's not called the big shebang. It's called
but it should be. It should be. I might rebrand it to be the big shebang,
Okay.
but most people know it as the signature course. And this is where you're going to teach a big transformation. And so when you're thinking about creating your digital course, start with the end in mind. What kind of results do you want to help people get? And with a signature course, you're helping them get big results. So this is like the membership experience. You're helping people from start to finish. Someone who does not have a membership, never sold anything online, you're helping them get that membership up and running and how to market it and make money with it. That's a big transformation.
Right.
And so with that, it's going to take you longer to create and longer for your student to get through, but it also is promising big results, so they're willing to pay for it. So with the signature course, anywhere from about $500 all the way up to $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 sometimes. So it really runs the gamut in terms of what you can charge. And I want to share an example of one of my students, Adia. She's a psychologist and she loved working one-on-one with people, but she said, there's so many people I can't get to when there's one of me and I'm in a physical office where people come visit me. So she created a digital course helping women with their self-worth. And I wanted to give this example because a lot of people say, can you really create a digital course around soft skills? Skills like how to get your self-worth, how to really understand what you're worthy of and go out and get it. And the answer is all day long. So many of my successful students are teaching soft skills. And Adia actually taught in an 8-week course how to get more self-worth. And she was able to make over $26,000 with her very first course. And imagine if you have a 9-to-5 job, or like her, she's a psychologist, that she also has an extra stream of revenue. That's when we get into recession proofing your business, when you don't just have one way to make money.
Yeah, and I definitely want to unpack this recession-proof idea and concept here in just a minute. But what I love about the signature course is that you're right. It does take a little more time to create, and it takes a little more thought to think through. But it is so incredibly rewarding when you can help your clients and your audience experience that transformation. And what's so rewarding about that is it is we call it the circle of awesomeness, because essentially, like, when people experience that transformation, they're going to share it with others, and it only fuels more and more people your way who also want to experience that transformation. So like, once you just focus in on like, this signature course is there to help people experience this transformation, that becomes like the lifeblood of your business that continuously brings more and more people to you. Like, I think about your business, like, back in the day when we were in that little mastermind and our businesses were like a teeny tiny fraction of what they are today, it's been incredible to watch the way in which you have served a whole lot of people, and your reputation precedes you, because now every year you have people who have a fuzzy idea for a course coming to you, joining DCA, which we'll talk about here in a minute, and experiencing similar transformations. And that's the most rewarding part as a creator of courses. Would you agree?
Absolutely. When you become a course creator and watch other people get the results that you've gotten for yourself or for your other clients, it like breaks your heart open, because you're thinking, holy cow, I really am making a difference in this world, one person at a time, in such a beautiful way. So I really do have a lot of gratitude for the fact that I built a business that I get to help people do this in such a massive way.
Okay, Amy, we just covered the 3 different types of courses:
Yeah.
starter, spotlight, and signature. I've got a few things that I want to share here before we continue on. Nancy, I love Nancy K. She's an amazing, Nancy creates the
Nancy.
best taffy in the world. I just got to tell you, just straight up high five to Nancy. But she just said, you just gave me a great idea for a spotlight course.
Good.
Awesome. Letitia, great to see you, Letitia. Letitia said she had a light bulb moment for a spotlight course as well.
I love it.
Now, I had a couple quick questions that are relevant right here, so I'll quickly pop those up.
Okay.
This one from Melanie: can you have a mixture of a spotlight and a signature course?
Oh, absolutely. So one of the things when I teach starter, spotlight, and signature, these are internal terms as course creators that we're looking at in terms of kind of figuring out how much content do we want to add, how long do we want our courses to be, what do we want to charge. It kind of puts a framework around it. But many times someone's like, I have a little bit of a signature and a little bit of a spotlight, and I'm going to make that work. I'm for that all day long. It's to give you a framework, but frameworks can definitely be tinkered with and changed around.
Yeah, and I love that, because when we were talking about both the starter and the spotlight, I've created starter and spotlight courses that have been way shorter, like have only been like 4 lessons total.
I like
as an
that.
example. So instead of 4 modules, 4 lessons. So it was like super fast to rip through that and create it, but it was a lower price point. It was a $20 course, as an example. We in fact sell one right now at membershipidea.com, where it's exactly that. It's a series of 4 lessons, and it's $27, and we sell that all day long, all year long. So okay, a couple other quick questions. This in a similar follow-up, Monica said, how would you price or categorize teaching beginner ukulele, for example? Is that a starter course?
Okay, this is a great question, because when I say starter course, it doesn't necessarily mean it is for beginners. You could have someone super advanced that wants to figure out an intricate sales funnel, and you're going to give them the basics of getting started with something like that. So the person doesn't have to be beginner, but the topic is something they want to start from scratch. So for you though, if you have a beginner ukulele course, absolutely start with the starter course. I think that's a great idea for your topic. And I would price that anywhere from $97 to $200 if you're looking for a benchmark. But I'd also look around. This is one thing I teach my students in Digital Course Academy. Let's look around and find out, what are other ukulele courses going for? Are they starting at $10 or are they starting at $300? I have no idea. But look around from some of your competitors that you respect. And then that does not determine your price. From there, you then ask yourself, do I want to be the cheapest, but the best? Or do I want to fall somewhere in the middle? Or do I want to be premium pricing based on what I'm seeing in my industry? And then you choose where you want to land. So that's usually the first step we take in pricing inside my course.
We all want to be premium pricing,
right?
Let me just tell everybody, listen, you are premium,
you
baby.
are premium, Stewie.
Okay. Last quick question here about starter, spotlight, and a signature course. I'm going to squeeze a couple in. Okay. Penny quickly asked, how long should a starter course be?
Okay. This is a great question. It could be as short as, like Stu said, 4 short videos getting people the result they want. The result's not going to be huge, but it's going to give them momentum. So you can do 4 or 5 short videos, or you can do something that might be 1 module a week for 4 weeks. I think that's the longest it should be. Now, a module is like a step or a phase underneath the modules when you have your training videos. So if you have 4 modules in a starter course, underneath I'd have 3 to 5 short videos, like 10 to 12 minutes max, each of them. That would be probably the longest starter course I'd create.
Awesome. Okay. And then Belinda asked, What are your thoughts about bundling a starter, spotlight, and signature course?
First of all, Belinda, I love your sunglasses. And second of all, I do not love it. And here's why. One of the things that happens when people go through a digital course is if the course creator feels like they need to throw everything in the kitchen sink into that course, you can overwhelm your students like that. And so courses that I teach my students how to take out some things and make sure they're teaching in a sequential place that people actually understand and can follow along. But first time course creators make the mistake of putting too much in. But it also goes with if you're going to do a starter, spotlight, and signature, that's a lot of content.
Right.
And I can promise you they're not getting to the finish line. So what you want to do is sell each one individually. And the trick is if you do not need to create all three. I do not have all three in my business. You can just always just have a spotlight course and never have anything else and be insanely profitable. But I love a good customer journey. So if you did have a starter, spotlight, signature, at the end of each course, make sure you're inviting your students into the next logical step for them to continue their momentum. It's a great marketing tactic if you do have all three, but you do not need all three to be profitable.
Amy, this is such great content, and I appreciate you taking time. We've got a couple other big subjects that we want to talk about. So keep the questions coming, my friends. I'm monitoring. If I look over here, I'm monitoring the chat over here.
You're watching a soccer game. You're not even paying attention.
No, come on now. I'm locked in. Okay, so I do want to talk about pricing, because I think pricing can really open people's eyes to the math that we're talking about with courses.
Yes.
And I know that this is part of recession proofing. So before we get to the pricing and talk specific numbers, just speak to me about how courses can recession proof your business, because you've been speaking about this week. And I'd love to hear from you directly about, why you think courses can recession proof any business.
So when we think about where we're at right now, although it's so cliche to say, we are yet again in uncertain times. We just came out of COVID for 2 years, and now we're in a time where recession is everywhere. We're hearing about it all the time. I started my business in a recession many, many, many years ago, and I know what that looks like. And I'm so glad I didn't wait and I did start it, even though it was uncertain times. Because when you are creating digital courses specifically, you have to think about the student going through the course and then you as the course creator. And here's where the perks are the benefits of starting during a time that is uncertain, where people are holding on to their money tighter. They're not really sure which way to turn, and they're looking for a little solace or like, help me out here. So with that, when they are a student, you're going through a digital course that does not require a location, does not require them doing it in a specific amount of time, and does not require them to travel, get a hotel, get a flight, get food. They get to do it in the comfort of their own home on their time. And you're charging a price that is much lower than if they went to a conference or an event or hired a one-on-one coach. So in uncertain times, all of that is incredibly valuable. And what we found is digital courses were already on the rise before COVID. Like, we would only see the rise. COVID hit, and as you know, Stu, it like blasted off because now all these people that never thought about taking a digital course had no other choice. And so they opened their minds and hearts to, okay, I'm going to learn a different way. And they haven't gone back. So we have so many more people open to digital courses now than we had just 2 years ago. Now, as the course creator during these uncertain times, you are building an asset in your business that you get to launch over and over and over again, which means there's not extra overhead or tons of extra expenses the second time you promote it. So your profit margin is expanding with each promotion you do. That's the beauty of what I teach and what is very unique. I teach you to create one course that now you're going to launch over and over and over again. Stu and I are perfect examples of doing that because we've done it for years and years, and it's paid off. Most people want to chase the next shiny thing, but we encourage our students to stick with this, but just make it better. During a recession, when you don't have to add a bunch more money to promote something new, that is a huge perk to stay in the game. In addition to that, it simplifies your business. You do not need tons and tons of offers floating around where you're feeling super overwhelmed and you're struggling to sell any of them because of these uncertain times. You get to put all your focus in one asset that can absolutely explode your business. So that is a huge perk as well. And then ultimately, when you are not starting from scratch, when you have an asset that you can promote over and over again, this is a little bit of a mindset thing, but very important as an entrepreneur. Your confidence starts to grow. And when it feels like it's an uncertain world, you stay steady in what you're selling because you know it works. And that changes everything for you in terms of your staying power during uncertain times.
I'm just taking notes, Amy. If my head goes down, it's because I'm always learning from you, buddy. And I heard a quote from a friend of mine, Anne, which I think is very relevant here. We were talking about businesses, and you're echoing the same thing, and that is that, like, businesses that succeed over time, they are not chasing the next shiny thing.
Right.
And the quote that she shared was, "Boring is beautiful."
Amen.
And it's just like, and it speaks to exactly what you're saying. It's like, listen, there's no fancy bells and whistles. Like, we're selling the same thing, and we just get better and better and better at selling that thing. And this is why we succeed.
It's so true. And there's some people listening right now that crave a variety. And they're like, boring is better. I'm not living my life like that. I'm not running a business like that. But think about really what's that rooted in. Boring meaning doing the same thing over and over again and getting bigger and bigger results is not boring. And when Stu and I launched the same thing over and over again, I can tell you, because one, I know my life, but I'm literally behind the scenes in Stu's business all the time. We are changing things up. We're thinking new ways to market, new things to do in our webinars, new stories to tell. It always feels very new to me every time I launch, but it's always at the core of the same program.
Well, I love it, buddy. And I took notes on what you were saying about how, courses recession proof any business. I love the fact that you mentioned the massive boom that we have seen. We saw it in the membership world as well. We'll talk about how memberships and courses go together, but these two industries are so tightly aligned. So when memberships are booming, at the same time, courses are booming. And we saw a massive, massive uptick during COVID. And to your point, what it did was it changed people's perceptions and habits. So instead of like maybe, going to conferences and going to seminars, and that was the only way they could learn or get new information, now it just cracked people open to a whole new world. Yeah. And this is why we saw such a boom during that time. And it's carried through to today. And I want to talk about numbers, because I think this is important as it relates to recession proofing, because you mentioned the student earlier who had a teeny tiny list of 100 people, and generated $12,000 in revenue. I want to give some math to things like the Spotlight course, the starter course, or the signature program, and just help people realize like how so few sales can have such a big impact on a business's bottom line. So can we play like a little fun math game?
Yeah, as long as you don't make me do math on the fly, you're going to be very disappointed.
Okay. All right. So this is going to be a participation game. I would love everybody in the chat. I want you to give me let me know, are you thinking of a starter, spotlight, or signature course? And what do you think your price point will be? So Amy, give us some quick guidelines. We talked about the starter course first. What would be a price point for a starter course?
$47 to $200.
$47 to $200. A spotlight course, what would be a rough ballpark for that?
$200 to $500.
$200 to $500. And then a signature course?
Let's say $500 to $3,000.
$500 to $3,000. Okay. In the chat, let me know starter, spotlight, or signature. The starter, we're going from 50 to 200. Spotlight is 200 to 500, and signature is 500 to 3,000. Okay. Yeah. So we got a couple people. Thank you for that, Monica. Monica said starter course for ukulele. Well, let me know the price point, Monica. What are you thinking, girl? Let me know. Jackie said here a spotlight for $297.
Okay, I like it, Jackie.
Great. John said a signature for $997.
Nice, John.
Perfect. Penny said a starter for $99.
Okay.
So let's just start with these price ranges. We got Penny here with a starter course for $99. here's what's fun about this, Penny, because very quickly, when you start thinking about the profitability of courses, you start to see how the extra cash flow can really make a big difference. Amy, when we're thinking about like, sales and things of that nature, like how do you typically encourage people to promote? How often are they promoting?
So if you're going to do a live launch, which I encourage so many of my students to start with, and then you can move to evergreen later, let's say 2 to 3 times a year.
2 to 3 times a year. Okay.
Yeah.
And you mentioned that you have people launching with teeny tiny lists. So you don't need a big audience to be able to get started with this. And do you see the same thing that we typically see with memberships where smaller audiences actually see higher conversions?
We have seen that. I think they're so loyal because they have so much access to the main person, growing that list, that they feel very connected.
Yeah, and here's what's so amazing about that. So, and I got to give a shout out to Penny because we were talking about Penny's $99 starter course, and then clearly Penny's thinking about another course too because she said, "Well, what about a spotlight course? It's got $299 there." So let's take Penny here with $299.
Okay,
Penny, just do some simple math here. Like if let's say 20 people at $299. I'll do the math for us here.
Thank
20
you.
people at $299. Girl, that's $5,980. Just from 20 people. We're not talking 2,220 people.
20 people. That's where it really changes the game when you start to do the math.
Yeah, this is like mortgage payments. This is like car payments. This is like, complete transformation in one's life just from revenue that's coming from a course. Now, earlier, John here has a signature course at $997. So again, we do simple math. Let's just take 10 people, John. We're not talking thousands or even hundreds. We're just talking 10. We can still count them on, both of our hands. 10 people. Dude, that's $9,970 from just 10 people.
10 people. That's what blows my mind. When I talk to my students who are in Digital Course Academy, I'll say, okay, your course is $1,000. You sell 10 of those. You just made $10,000. And I'm surely going to teach people how to get more than just 10 customers. So we are just like scratching the surface with really conservative numbers. And I really think people like get stuck on their topic. Is my topic good enough? Will this really sell? It's not the topic that matters the most. It really is the course creator's ability to believe that they are capable of putting something out there and getting people to say, I want to learn this. Everyone's capable. It's actually believing you can do this. And that's where we see the huge divide between those who join Digital Course Academy and get in there and get results, and those who will say, maybe next year when I'm more ready, which they're never going to feel ready. And so it's that ability to believe I can actually do this. And that just takes courage first.
Well, and I think about the example we got on the screen with John, like at $997. So we were just doing a simple math of 10 people.
Yeah.
Dude, that's less than, one per month. Like, and just imagine giving yourself a $10,000 raise in this next year with only selling one course per month.
That's a great way to look at it.
This is what's amazing. Like, yes, we can make a heck of a lot of money, but even if we just boil it down to just simple terms, like if you just want to give yourself a $10,000, a $20,000 raise, a $40,000, $50,000, just do the math and thinking how many people does that equate to in terms of course sales, and then cut that by 12 and think how many people does that mean per month? And what you begin to realize is that it's just a few per month that can have a significant difference.
Yes.
In giving yourself a raise in the next 12 months.
Absolutely.
Well, this is one of my favorite things about courses, by the way. I always get asked, like, should I create a course or should I create a membership?
All the time I get asked.
I'm a huge fan of memberships. I love memberships, but I also love courses because they go hand in hand together. And we're talking about course math. And the reason is because I love courses because of the cash flow that it creates. It's like that surge into the business, like we've been talking about. I love memberships for the stability that it creates. But Amy, we get asked all the time, course or membership. So let's just, address the elephant in the room. Which one should people focus on?
Well, if you ask me, no, this is what I'll say. I have both, and Stu has both. So we believe that it's such a beautiful thing to have both. You don't have to, but we are both examples of having both. And the question really comes, which one do you want to create first? And there is no wrong answer here. So in my business, I learned how to create a membership that is a multi-million-dollar membership from Stu, for the record. And what I decided to do is I created my signature program. And then anyone who goes through my signature program, they're invited at the end to continue the journey with me in a membership. And it's a beautiful thing because now everyone I serve in my membership already comes from the same foundation of they know how to create a digital course. They have everything they need at their fingertips. Now we're going to get to work at a deeper level. And I love that, but I'm also not repeating myself a million times with my core content. So that's how I do it, but there's so many different ways you can do it.
And we love it too. So we have a starter course as an entry point to our business. It's a $27, spotlight starter course, just like Amy mentioned. And we also then have our signature course, which is our main program called the Membership Experience. And then we also have our membership site. So like we have both too. And the point of the matter is it's not one or the other. It is both. Yeah. And to Amy's point, like a course is a great way to get in and dip your toe in because it creates a natural, pool of people who want to continue working with you. That's why back-end memberships are the highest converting memberships that you can create because it's a pool of people who have already got a result with you. They love you. They know how you teach. They just want more of you. So this is why they go hand in hand together. Okay, sorry, Ames. I get a little fired up when I'm talking.
I thought you were going to say something else. I didn't want to interrupt you.
No.
You're on a roll.
I just get excited about this stuff. Okay, so Amy, I do want to take a quick moment and I want to talk about DCA because this is your signature course. This is what you have. This is the vehicle you've used to help literally tens of thousands of people create their first starter, spotlight, or signature course. Can you just talk to us about how DCA will help fast track this process for people in getting their course created and out into the world?
Absolutely. One of my secrets to success is anytime I want to do something new that's a big deal and it's going to be a big part of my business, I always find somebody who's gone before me and who is willing to teach me their roadmap so that I could efficiently get there as fast as humanly possible. And that's exactly what I do inside Digital Course Academy. So for the last 14 years, I've been creating and launching digital courses and teaching others how to do so. And I've taken every single strategy step by step in the order you need to do it. And I put it into Digital Course Academy. So the first part is how to create your course from scratch, come up with your topic, make sure your audience would pay for it, everything you need to know about creating the content, outlining it, recording it. It's all in there step by step. But then we move on to something that sometimes stops people in their tracks, which is the marketing side of it. What does it take to market a digital course? How do we do that? I'll take you through the social media, the email marketing, the webinars, the sales page, everything you need to know to market a digital course. And so we put this together in a beautiful 6-module program where you can go at your own pace. You have lifetime access. And for 9 weeks, while you're going through this program, I'm in a private Facebook group with you. We get to go through it together. I'm answering your questions, troubleshooting with you, and making sure that you do not get stuck. So it's not just the information I'm giving you, it's an entire beautiful experience of accountability, of engagement, of making sure you have everything you need and hand-holding you every step of the way.
It's a phenomenal program. Not only have I been through it, our team goes through it because every time that we revamp our signature course, we want to make sure that we are following best practices, go back through DCA, and we believe in the results that our students have gotten after going through DCA so much. We put an absolutely mind-boggling bonus package together.
It is so good. It might be a little too good, Stewie.
Well, I know we are actually, we're really excited about it. And the reason being is because, Amy, you and I both know that one of the biggest stumbling blocks that people have in getting their course out into the world, many times it's not the ideas. And by the way, if you're fuzzy with what your course idea should be, that's exactly what DCA will help you.
Yes.
It's not sometimes even launching. And by the way, if you don't know how to do that, that's absolutely covered in DCA. It's not about the ongoing marketing so you can grow and scale that, because again, that's covered in DCA. But it's the tech. It's the tech. It's like
stops people in their tracks.
Stops them dead. And like, that's like, for us, we sit down, we're like, you got this, you got it. Like, you get it in. So here's what we've done. We've put together an unbelievable bonus package, which you can see all the details when you go to mydcabonus.com. And when you scroll down, you'll see the first bonus that you will get as a result of joining from that page is you are going to have our team. Our team is going to set up your first starter course.
So good.
So good. So you don't have to worry about like, the tech headaches. You don't have to worry about like learning any, new thing, that thing. It's all going to be powered by the one and only Searchy, of course.
Of course.
Of course. Of course, that's what we're going to use for our course.
I knew you'd say that.
But here's the bottom line. Here's how this is going to work. When you have gone through DCA, you're going to go through a process that Amy's going to walk you through to outline your course and actually create your lessons and modules.
Yes.
You're essentially going to send that to us, and our team is going to take care of the process of putting that together in a beautiful course members area that is all set up for you. So you don't have to think or worry about that side of things. You can just focus on what you do best, which is teaching, sharing, and growing your course-related business. So no more of the tech headaches. That's all handled for you. Our team's going to do it. It's part of a bonus that you get free when you register for DCA by going to My DCA Bonus. But wait, that's not all.
Is there more?
There's more. And that is that you're going to get 3 months of Searchy absolutely free as part of this, which is, of course, the platform that we created to deliver high value course content in a highly engaging way that gets incredible results for your people. So you'll get the tools you need, you'll get the setup. Plus, if down the road you have ideas for other courses, which you will inevitably by going through DCA, we're going to also give you professionally designed course templates. So our designer, Cosmin, has been creating these unbelievably beautiful templates so that if you want to spin up your own starter course or spotlight course, once you've got your feet underneath you, it is so fast and easy. In fact, I'll give you a little insight.
Ooh.
You could literally in Searchy, once we've set your starter course up, you can copy the whole setup and just replace the videos that you need to for your second course, for your third course, for your fourth course. Makes it super fast and easy. And of course, the templates are going to do that. And then Amy, you and I, we did something special where we did a training called the Power Profit Model. And we went into depth talking about how memberships and courses go together. Do you want to kind of speak to that?
Yeah, it was one of my most favorite trainings we did. We really talked about, we have two experts here, courses and memberships. And like we said, we know they go together. We always say like peanut butter and chocolate. Am I the chocolate? I'm the chocolate. You're the peanut butter.
You're always sweeter, for sure.
And so we did an entire training around what it looked like in our businesses, what our students have used, and really the nuances that you need to know in terms of making both of them work in one business. So we get into a lot of detail about that. And I think it's one of the most powerful trainings with someone who wants to expand a business and eventually have both. So it's insights that we only share in this training. I thought it was incredible. I'm so glad that you're offering that. And I want to say this, we use Searchy in our business. We love Searchy. And one of the things that I teach inside Digital Course Academy is the importance of choosing the right technology. And no one's ever offered to come into DCA and say, I'll help you set it up. This is the first time this has ever been offered in DCA. And it's only offered if you join DCA through Stu. And when he told me he was going to do that, I thought, wait a second, that you're going to have a lot of people coming in that you're going to have to do it for. Are you sure that this is something you want to do? But then Stu said, what's the number one thing that keeps people from creating a course? And I said, it's the technology. It's not knowing what to do. We don't get taught this in school. We're not supposed to know how to do this. And it feels very scary to a lot of us. I am not techie. Stu knows that about me. So if I can wipe out having to figure it out so I can stay in my zone of genius, all day long. So this is something very special that you can't just get in DCA. You have to go through Stu if you want your technology set up.
Yeah, and it's really what it's been fascinating about this is that we were thinking about this for a long time. We've actually, Amy, for the last 6 months, we've been doing a pilot project in terms of working with people to help them set up their courses following a process. And that's what gets me so excited, because it's legit like you're going to just send us your content. You're going to answer a few questions, and then our team's going to take it from there and set everything up for you. And we've refined this process down so that you will be able to create your first course area in a relatively short period of time. Like, I'm going to say, just for ballpark, give us, 5 days max.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah. But the bottom line is that, like, the speed of which you're going to be able to go from idea to be able to start selling your course is so much faster when this can be completely eliminated off your plate. And you, as you said, Amy, just focus on what you do best, which is teach, share, and grow the course business.
Yes, absolutely. Makes such a huge difference to your success.
All right, Amy, we are today, I'm not sure what time everybody will be watching this. Obviously, those live get the benefit of this. But today, there's also an early bird bonus that is expiring. Do you want to quickly talk about that?
Yes. So we have a bonus expiring today. We love to reward people that take fast action, because we don't want you sitting on a decision for too long. We want you getting into action and getting results. So we have a bonus that's all about list building, because list building is the second thing that will stop people in their tracks from creating a course. But we already confirmed here that you do not need a big list, but you do want to start that email list. So I'm going to teach you how to grow your email list while you're creating your course. And I'm going to teach you that in 30 minutes a day. 30 minutes a day, if you can give to list building, and I promise you, you can find those 30 minutes. If you can give 30 minutes a day to your list building while you're creating your course, you will absolutely have an audience to sell to when you're ready to promote, even just a few short months. And so that's what the bonus is. It goes away tonight, and you cannot get it after today. The beauty of signing up for Digital Course Academy, the earlier you sign up for it, the more bonuses that you get. And so that goes away tonight. So if you're thinking you want to join Digital Course Academy, my friend, the only decision you need to make is if you want to do a 6-pay or a 1-pay, and you are in.
And let's just quickly talk about that, Amy. What is the price of Digital Course Academy?
Digital Course Academy is $19.97, or we've got a 6-pay. So you can get started today for just $387, 5 installments to follow, each 30 days apart. So all my bonuses, all Stu's bonuses. So not only do you get Stu's bonuses, but you still get all of my bonuses. A private Facebook group for 9 weeks where I'm live answering Q&A. We've got tech trainings inside of there every single week. Then you get also a module to help you kickstart your email list. If you're starting from zero, we added an extra module for you to start growing your email list even before we start growing your course. And then the final bonus that we offer is how to turn a live launch into an evergreen automated launch, something we get asked about all the time. So all my bonuses plus all of Stu bonuses, but you do not want to wait, because every day you wait, you lose bonuses.
I'm just smiling because there's a comment here from Lisa. She said, I have already DCA, but I really want these bonuses to go through live again.
Actually, you can email us, support@amyporterfield.com.
But here's what I want everybody to do right now. We did some course math earlier. I want you to take $19.97, which is the 1-pay price point that Amy shared. And I want you to divide that by the price point that you are anticipating selling your course for. Like earlier, the price point of $299 came up. I just did the math. That's less than 7 sales. 7 sales. If at a $299 price point, you make 7 sales, you've already made your money back on DCA.
And I can promise you, I'll teach you how to make more than 7 sales.
Totally. Like, I think about that's what, like, just a little bit more than 1 sale every other month. Like,
right.
Well, I mean, this is, and then there's the price point earlier of $997. So like $997, essentially 2 sales, 2, and the course the DCA is paid for. This is how profitable this knowledge and information can be.
Yes.
To yourself and your business. And when you start to think about how quickly that return can come back to you in your business and how it will set you up for months and years to come, it becomes an absolute no-brainer. This is why we believe in DCA. It's why we believe in Amy so much, and why we have put together an unbelievable bonus package, which you can find all the details at by going to mydcabonus.com. I just encourage everybody to come join us for this year's version of DCA. It is going to be amazing. Amy, as we look to wrap up, any final thoughts for everybody thinking about joining us for DCA?
Oh, I love this question. I offer Digital Course Academy once a year. And sometimes people will say, Amy, my life is really busy right now. I've got a lot going on. Maybe I should wait till next year. And we created Digital Course Academy as a way for you to go on your own terms, meaning go through it on your own time. And so you do not need to rush through it, but if you want to rush through it, you can. But if you can't start right away, maybe you want to start in December or January. That is a whole different ball game than waiting till next September just to get started. That's 9-10 months of wasting all the revenue that you can create. A lot of people will say, maybe I should wait till I'm ready. You will never feel ready to make a very big decision in your business, but the rewards could outweigh any fear that you might feel of taking that leap. So again, I can help you with your course topic. I can help you get crystal clear on what you want to create. I can help you grow your email list, figure out your marketing suite, the emails, the social, the webinar. I got you covered step by step by step. The only thing that you need to take care of right now to meet me in the middle, I've already come halfway. You need to come halfway to get into DCA. The only thing you need to do is actually believe that this is something that you can do. And that's a big leap for somebody. So I want you to remember, I've got hundreds of success stories of people who have created digital courses successfully. Every single one of them would have said, I was very nervous to get started. But they also knew what they really wanted. They wanted to leave a 9-to-5 job, stop the one-on-one coaching or do less of that. They needed more money in their business or for their family. Really think about what you want for your business and where you want to go, and take all the courage you can and say, okay, I'm going to do something I've never done before, but I'm going to learn from somebody who's gone before me with a proven track record and many success stories under her belt so that I can use a battle-tested method to do it. I'm your girl, and I will virtually hold your hand every step of the process. I'd love to get to know all of you more, so I hope to see you inside of DCA.
Amy, it's been an absolute treasure, buddy. I thank you so much for taking the time. I just got to pull up a couple comments. Amira said, I was so lucky to be one of your beta testers on Searchy regarding this unbelievable help. This is the bonus we're talking about.
Yes.
My course in the hub. Over the edge, grateful for this incredible help the Searchy team was for me. And this is kind of what we live, eat, and breathe what we're talking about here all day, every day. So this is why we can help you get this set up so much faster and easier. You're just going to send us the content and we're going to go to work and making and creating your beautiful course area for your starter course. There's so many comments here. Lisa said, don't wait, join today. Best decision I ever made. Monica said, don't wait. And of course, Lisa's giving me some
Lisa, I love you right back.
Yeah. Buddy, thank you so much for this. I just want to encourage everybody, memberships and courses go together hand in hand. This is why we believe in them. This is why I believe in Amy, because being one of her best friends for years, I have seen behind the scenes the results that students have gotten by going through this course. This is why we believe in it so much. It's why our team is pouring into creating a bonus that is going to help you get across that finish line a heck of a lot faster and easier than ever before by us, our team, setting up your starter course for you. That is all handled when you go to mydcabonus.com and register for DCA. The early bird bonus expires tonight. Amy, when does the registration period for DCA end for this year?
Allison?
Next week, right?
September 15th. I was so nervous I was going to say the wrong thing. September 15th, doors close for the year.
Okay, so the extra early bird bonus ends tonight. I'd recommend getting it because it is a way in which it's going to fast track your email growth. But the course registration ends next week. That's September 15th. So by the very least, make sure you get registered by then, and make sure you go to mydcabonus.com to register, because then you'll get the extra bonuses that we are offering. Amy, thank you so much, buddy. I appreciate you.
Thank you. I love you dearly, Stewie, and I so appreciate you taking the time. And I can't wait to see many of you in DCA.
All right, friends, take care. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.